Hi, I'm Sarah, and today I'm going to be giving a crash course on the Enneagram Type 4. This will essentially wrap up the heart triad. We still have the confessionals, which will be coming out for both Type 3s and Type 4s, but as far as crash courses go, this will wrap up our series and finish up with the heart triad. And then later on, we will be moving to our last triad, which is the head triad. And for those of you who are wondering what the word triad means, since I know we've used it in previous videos, stay tuned as we intend to provide some informational content on that term as well. And it's a really helpful term to help conceptualize the Enneagram, and so we're excited to give that information to everyone. So let's get started about Enneagram Type 4s. So Type 4s, I feel as though they often get a bad rap on the internet. I've definitely seen a lot of memes that can be a bit of a caricature of what a Type 4 is. And it's ironic because Type 4s very much want to be understood, and so when there's kind of meme culture that doesn't really understand 4s, that can cause a bit of tension. I would know, I lead with Type 4, and so I'm going to do my best to provide information that those who lead with Type 4 will relate to. And if you do relate to something or don't relate to it as a Type 4, please feel free to comment below. We'd love your feedback. We really want to keep having conversations about the world of the Enneagram. So Type 4s are known as the individualist or the romantic. The term romantic, yes, oftentimes is, in search for a romantic partner, but also it's the way this personality sees the world in a very creative, authentic, beautiful way, a romantic way. And then they're also called the individualist because this type often marches to the beat of their own drum. Very much so in their pursuit of authenticity. Authenticity is a huge value for this personality type. So an inner monologue that a Type 4 might say to themselves is, I want to feel and experience the pain and beauty of life. And that is kind of what the lens a Type 4 is carrying around with them and living in each and every day. And it's because of their pursuit to be significant, to be authentic, to be themselves, to be special, and to be known. Those are the key motivations for this type. Oftentimes what happens is that a 4's pursuit of authenticity often leads them to sadness or melancholy, because a Type 4 will believe that, okay, no one wants to be sad, so if I am feeling sad, it must be true or it must be real, which, isn't always the case. Fear of a Type 4, the fear for a Type 4 is having no significance or identity. This type very much wants to matter and wants to be seen as mattering, right? They're in the heart triad. Image is important for this type as well, and so that's where their desire to be known will pop up. And then their desire to belong. There is this kind of tension for a Type 4 that they're always living in this authentic lens of I must be true to myself, but then also this tension of wanting to be with people and to belong and to feel like they're a part of something. And so those oftentimes can kind of clash, which can be very difficult for a Type 4. And that can be when you experience kind of that push-pull behavior of a Type 4, of them trying to belong, but then pulling away to try to find their authenticity once more. Some stressors for this type are feeling misunderstood. I definitely relate to that. Feeling misunderstood honestly feels just awful. And then being perceived as ordinary or different, and feeling like they can't be themselves. Those are definitely huge stressors for those who identify as Type 4. Because again, remembering that they want to be included, they want to be seen as part of something, but then they also want to be themselves. Some adjectives to describe a type 4. So type 4s often are known as dramatic, and yes, this is true, but it's only because they're feeling every single emotion in a given day. I believe that we as type 4s are kind of on this roller coaster of emotion, and so to others it might be perceived as dramatic, and yes, it definitely can be, but to us it's really just riding the wave of emotion because we feel emotion so strongly. This type is definitely in the heart center. This type can also be withdrawing, and that is when they pull away, maybe to see if people come find them, pursue them, and then also to be authentic and find themselves. This type can be temperamental, again, remembering that there's an emotional roller coaster, and that's where the temperamental behavior will come from. Self-conscious, wanting to be seen as themselves can make type 4 self-conscious. They can also be reserved, and they can also be jealous. Jealousy can often be a huge thing for this type, and it's because they really long for the perceived ease of everyone else seems to be living in life, that everyone else seems to have it together, to have this perceived kind of ease of life, and their 4s are jealous of that because they feel like something essential is lacking within them and that they can't reach that. And then they can also be self-absorbed. They're often withdrawing within themselves. But type 4s are also very self-aware. They're sensitive, imaginative, creative. This all comes from, how they see the world. This type is often drawn to creative activities and to just anything that is artistic, whether they produce art or just drawn to it, either way. And then this type can also be intuitive, very compassionate, and unique. I would say just if you are going through a hard time and you need someone to be with you in it, type 4s are your people because they know how to sit in pain. And that's where their compassion comes from. So yeah, that's all I'll say about type 4s. That's only a little snippet, and I find myself wanting to say more as a type 4, but I will let y'all comment below now, and thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more Enneagram Dignity Project stuff.